Listen, if you're using AI as a young designer or a young creative, you won't be able to develop any taste or style. Every design influencer is currently saying like, you have to subscribe here and buy this and get AI because it's fine if you ignore theory and craft because AI will do everything for you. You're gonna be doomed if you don't try it. And that's false. You don't need a subscription service to be a good designer. You need taste to be like above 90% of designers right now. Unfortunately, taste is not a subscription service, right? Influencers cannot go and tell you like, hey, go and subscribe to my taste provider because taste is something that you have to build by yourself. Taste requires a lot of self-curation and a lot of critical approach to the things that you consume and the way that you work. A lot of fresh designers right out of uni or people shifting into a creative career, they don't have taste because their visual library is very small. The way that they approach work or the projects that they've worked on, they haven't developed proper opinions about the way of working and about the things that they like, the things that they don't like. They come into their craft with a very small visual library. They know SpongeBob, fucking Mr. Beast thumbnails, Wes Anderson because teacher number 42 told them that Wes Anderson was a good filmmaker. And they also bought an expensive logo book that they skimmed once, and that's what they remember. I don't know. To that some seasonal brain rot memes. And if you're a young designer, what you need to do is train your taste because clearly your visual library is very small and your concepts around working are limited. Now, to develop this taste, you need to build and expand and train your visual library, also your conceptual library. People don't realize that this is like a marathon of self-curation. You have to practice a lot and you have to be very curious about the things that you engage with. It requires patience. Like self-curation it's not going to happen from 1 month, 2 months, 3 months. It's a thing that takes years, but it builds a foundation on your skills. When you start expanding your visual library, you want to keep the pace on your practice. You want to bring friction into the way that you practice. You want to feel uncomfortable every time that you try new ideas. If you're feeling uncomfortable, you're doing a great job and you're learning because you're applying everything you've learned and everything you want to learn into building something that might not be entirely great, but is going to be satisfying enough for you to understand the things that you're going to be aiming for. By doing that, your taste, your skill, and your style have space to flourish. AI removes you from that experience of friction. It makes it very easy for you to have an outcome and makes you think that you've practiced, that you've done the work, which technically when you have an outcome, you're going to say, yes, this is done. You're not going to learn. You're not going to grow visually. You're not going to grow in terms of taste. You're not going to have opinions about anything that you're doing because this fucking machine is doing it, right? And let me tell you, young designer who's using AI right now, the AI model is algorithmically calibrated. It is a way of flattening taste and making like an algorithmic decision on what is agreeable, what is mathematically expected out of a prompt. Now, if you go for what is mathematically expected, and as a creative you decide to go through with what is mathematically expected through your career, you're going to be along with 99% of designers who have chosen to not be critical about the way that they approach their craft and their ways of working and their taste. Dude, taste. I don't care if you have good or bad taste. What you want is to have taste. Having taste gives you an opinion. And an opinion is far more valuable than being agreeable. Having an opinion is the one that causes friction, is the one that causes discussion, is the one that brings ideas onto flourishing. If you don't have opinions, you're not causing friction. Now, if you're a young designer and you want to keep allowing AI to dim your taste before you have a visual library or develop a taste or opinions about your craft, you're making yourself, I would say, very much dependent on AI. It will make it very hard for you to transition into different softwares or different areas of design because you won't be able to experiment the friction and the growth that comes with sweating, trying to figure out how to put an idea into paper or software or whatever you're using. Yes, building taste takes a while. I've been working in design for more than 10 years. I can have a lot of opinions about these things. But I remember once thinking, oh, I wish I had a style. I don't know if I have one now, but at least I have an opinion about things. I might have taste, my own taste, because that's what you want. The foundation that you want to build is that you are able to discern what's good or bad in your opinion, that you're able to discern what communicates in the way that you intend to communicate. If you want some exercises right now, you can try reading a book from a different genre you haven't tried before. Go for a technique that you haven't, that you been interested in, I don't know, go for ceramics and then try to bring the ideas of ceramics into the way that you build something in 3D. Play a video game, look at nature, I don't know, stare at the shadows of the trees on the ground for a while. Watch a movie from the 60s. Watch all the reels from that weird designer who has some opinions about things. Friction through your creative explorations is what creates the spark to genuine growth and innovative ideas. That friction is the one that helps you discover your voice around design and your style and your taste. And AI will only bother you up. It will make you think that you're a genius for producing something algorithmically agreeable rather than for putting your thoughts and your opinions and your decisions into the project. Don't do AI.